Welcome to episode 21. Today we pay a visit to Castleconnell, where the Thús programme is doing great work on the Shannon salmon reds. We met Pat O'Connor, chairman of the Castleconnell Fishing Association, who told us all about the work being carried out. Over now to Pat on a fine sunny morning.
We're the Castleconnell Fishery Association, and we have two men here who are on a Thús programme, and what they're doing is helping to rehabilitate the Shannon, the old spawning streams of the Castleconnell fishery. What they're doing at the moment is they're raking former salmon reds, and a salmon red is a nest used made by salmon when they're spawning. And what the salmon do is they kick stone, or they cause stones to fly up in the water into a heap in which the eggs hatch out. But the next year they don't use the same gravel quite so easily. So what we have to do is to get the gravel flat again, so that the next year salmon will use it, because believe it or not, gravel is quite scarce in Castleconnell because there is no recharge of gravel. So these have made a huge difference to the salmon spawning in the area, and having two men working 19.5 hours a week has made a huge difference to the amount of work we can get done on the gravel streams. It also keeps the streams clean, and it helps the flow of streams, which also helps trout to live, and it also helps lampreys, because lampreys have been coming back and spawning in exactly the same streams now as they used to. So this is one of the nicest little streams, but even in this stream there would only be 3 or 4 salmon reds, whereas in times gone by there would have been roughly 15 or 20. So what we're going to do is try and keep these things clean and increase the amount of salmon that are coming back from the sea. The Fishery Association here is in partnership with the ESB, which owns the river, and with the Inland Fisheries Ireland, which is the new regional fishery board. So between us we decide what the problems are and what a possible solution might be. And in this case this is just an aid to spawning. But a lot of the other things we've been doing is where trees from one side grow right into trees on the other and no light gets into the stream at all, we've been cutting back on one side of the stream so that light gets in. Because if you don't have light, you won't have plants, and if you don't have plants, you won't have insects, and if you don't have insects, you won't have fish. So we've been trying to keep the streams in a natural condition. This stream is quite good because it doesn't have trees on both sides, but an awful lot of the streams have been completely overgrown, and over the last 4 years we've been cutting parts of them to try and keep them clean. And the other thing that happens is that in floods the entire flow of the stream can get blocked, and if we don't at least keep them reasonably flowing, there won't be enough water passage to allow any of the fish to either live or to spawn. It's a very small length of river. There's only about 5 kilometers of river, but it's a very important piece of river, because most of the fall of the Shannon occurs in this 5 kilometers, and that's why they built the power station, to take advantage of the fall of water. But that fall of water also means fast flowing streams, and so the gravel that were formerly used for spawning in these areas, when the area was bypassed, those gravels now became high and dry with no water on them. So a lot of works. The other bank of this stream here was actually built in the 1930s by people who would be the forerunners of these guys. In some cases they would actually be the grandfather. And they would what they did is they constrained the much lower flow into streams so that there would be enough flow to allow spawning, and that in some way alleviated the lack of water, or the much less water coming down into this system after the hydroelectric scheme, that is.
RTE goes digital on October 24th. To explain what you need to do to prepare for the changeover, we have Annette Crowley of Ballyhara Developments.
RTE is switching from analogue to digital transmission on October 24th. If you receive your RTE channels through Sky, UPC or any subscription service, you don't need to do anything. You will continue to receive your RTE channels after October 24th. If you receive your RTE channels through an aerial, then you must upgrade to either a subscription service or Saorview to continue to receive your RTE channels. You will know if you're on the old analogue system by the date bug which appears on the bottom right of your TV screen. It says 24th of October. To receive Saorview, you either need a new Saorview approved TV set or a Saorview approved set-top box. Your local retailer or installer will give you the best advice about these, and you will need an aerial with both of these. Keep in mind the age of your TV set before making a decision. If your television is very old and you think it might not last long, it may be wasting your money upgrading with a set-top box, and you may be better off to invest in a new TV set. There is no such thing as a digital aerial. If you already receive RTE1, RTE2, TG4 and TV3 with your current aerial, then your aerial should be fine. If you receive your channels, if you receive RTE1, RTE2 and TG4 with your current aerial, your aerial may need to be pointed in a different direction. But if you only receive RTE1 and RTE2, you will need a new aerial. If you need to upgrade, do it now. Don't be left with a blank TV screen on October 24th. Thank you.
Some music now from Fiona Butler, Seamus Beagly and Tim Eedy.
hornpipe that was composed by Frankie Lane. You know, heard of Frankie Lane, have you?
Not
A black cowboy. He composed this hornpipe for the Drug Dog CD, about 20 years ago. They were recording a CD, and Frankie Lane composed this. It's a lovely little. I think I know it now. I'm not sure. Michelle, can you hear the box? Michelle is my ears in the audience. Can you hear the boss? Can you hear the boss? She only give me one thumb up. How's it go again? Susan? How are you? There's a fine stage here. see here, it reminds me of the Fecal Festival. With several Murray Casey dancing on the table. And we call it the Fecal Attraction.
Sports reports are being brought to us this week by Caroline Hickey with Camogie and Noel Regan. Noel has the Maru AFC details and also the Maru Girls Gaelic Football report.
Hi, these are the Maru AFC soccer notes for the past couple of weeks. First of all, I suppose we'd like to welcome Darren O'Shea and Tina Rainsford, who have taken over the management of the boys under-8s team. And the under-8s were in action against our good neighbours Cappamore, and Nathan O'Shea and Joe Shanahan scored for Maru in a fine 2-2 draw. Our under-12s had a fantastic win over Ballylanders 4-1. Sean Fitzgerald scored a brilliant hat-trick, and Jack O'Carroll netted in what was a really good team performance from all the lads. Our under-10 girls played Charleville in 3 mini matches over the past couple of weeks, winning 1 and losing 2 in a very close encounter. Laurie Quaid scored for Maru. Our under-14 girls lost 1-0 to Charleville in a game where a draw would have been the fairest result. And the Maru B team were in action against Corbally 2 weeks ago and secured a 2-1 win with Drew McLean and Owen O'Connor on the mark. Last weekend then there was a number of other matches on the cards, and in the under-8 section our under-12 girls drew 1-1 away to Castle United, and Cara Griffin scored with notable performances from Laurie Quaid again, Cara the goal scorer and Sarah Fitzgerald. Our under-11 boys continued their very good start to the season. They are still unbeaten following a 3-3 draw away to Croom. Indeed, in this match the boys came from behind on 3 separate occasions to show great character. Rian O'Halloran, Mark Cusick and Jack O'Carroll scored for Maru. Brendan Swords and Stephen Healy also had excellent games. The A team were in action against Bruff last weekend, and despite having the majority of chances, the game finished 0-0, so a valuable point for the A team there. The Bees travelled down to Ashton to play on their fantastic all-weather pitch and secured a 5-0 victory. It's the biggest win of the season so far for the lads, and the goals were scored by Dara Ryan, who scored 2, Jack Donnelly, Barry Woodland and Rob Ryan. This keeps the B team top of the table and well in line to secure league honours this season. And that's the notes for Maru AFC. Thank you.
The Camogie games have now come to an end. On the 30th of September, the intermediates were out in the county semi-final against Adair, where unfortunately it was not their day, losing on a scoreline of Maru Boher 1-9, Adair 4-9. Maru Boher got the ideal start by scoring a goal, but sadly never capitalised on it, and whereas Adair got 2 easy goals. However, the girls gradually came into the game and fought for every ball and put pressure on Adair. The second half was a lot better for Maru Boher, with the girls keeping Adair to only 4 points, but sadly the damage had been done in the first half. Overall, they should be proud of what they achieved this year, with Adair being the only team to beat them in both the league and championship. And if everyone remains together, 2013 could be a promising year. A huge thank you must go to Dennis and Willie for all the hard work and effort they have put in with the team during the year. And then on the 6th of October, the under-14s were out in the county final against Patrickswell, where sadly they suffered defeat, losing by 2 points on a scoreline of Maru Boher 3-2, Patrickswell 3-4. It was an excellent game of camogie, with both teams playing very well, where the end result could have gone either way. This bunch of girls are very committed, and thankfully this means that the future of camogie in Maru Boher is bright. The girls should be very proud of all they have achieved this year. A huge thank you must go to Alan Barry for all the effort he has put in with this bunch of girls throughout the year. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is the annual report for the Maru Boher Girls Gaelic Football. We just want to say first of all what a fantastic year 2012 has been for the Girls Gaelic Football section. After only 3 years in existence, we now field teams at under 10s, 12s, 14s and 16s. Playing under the Maru Boher Boden and Oak banner has brought huge benefits to the girls, and we are delighted to be part of the broad Maru Boher GAA family. Our 10s have played a number of friendlies and blitzes this year under the guidance of manager Ken Byrne and have performed superbly. Indeed, a number of these young girls assisted our under 12 team in competitive action this year. Our under 12 team had a fantastic season, culminating in the girls winning the County C Championship in a thrilling final against West Kingpins Monagea. And we decided that in honour of the under 12 girls that we would read a match report on their county final, which was played in June. So the under 12 girls county final, Maru Boher 2-3, Monagea 1-5. In a thrilling finale to the season, the Maru Boher under 12 girls captured their first ever County C title when narrowly defeating a gallant Monagea team in Ben Oak last Friday. Played in perfect conditions, this was a game to savour from start to finish. Monagea opened brightly and quickly notched up 2 excellent points, with Aoife Corbett proving to be a handful for the Maru Boher defence. However, the midfield pairing of Orla Regan and Karen Cunningham gradually got on top, and Orla opened the Maru Boher account with a fine goal. Monagea responded with a goal and a point of their own to open up a 3-point gap. However, Aoife Kinsley equalised the match with a superb effort just before half-time to leave the half-time score 2 goals to a goal and 3 points. The second half was a superb display of end-to-end football by both teams. Monagea again opened brightly with 2 points. One of them from Aoife Corbett was scored from the end line. 10 minutes left and down by 2 points, the Maru Boher girls lifted themselves again and put in a storming finish. Aoife Kinsley and Orla Regan kicked 2 fine points to level the match, before Aoife kicked a superb point which proved to be the winning score with 3 minutes left. The game finished in a welter of excitement as Monagea launched a final attack, which Maru Boher defended brilliantly. Rayanne Ryan in goals for Maru Boher pulled off 3 outstanding saves, and with Amy O'Halloran, Anna Van Nieuwhoven and Edel Cunningham in fine form in the full back line, it gave their club a very solid defensive base. Hazel Horrigan and Aoife Maloney were outstanding at half back, helping not only to defend but launching many attacks also. Orla Regan and Karen Cunningham performed heroics in midfield, while the half-forward line-up of Anna Madigan, Aoife Kinsella and Charlotte Walsh worked tirelessly to create attacks and to help the defence also when needed. The full forward line of Lauren Byrne, Lauren Redfern, Amy Swords and Kate Kinney all contributed handsomely to what was a great squad effort over the entire season. Maeve Smith and Katie Hayes were unavoidably absent on the night due to a commitment to a concert, but their contribution in the league phase and in the semi-final helped us to reach the final. We'd also like to say congratulations to Monagea, who played excellent football on the night and were extremely gracious after the match. Orla Regan and Anna Madigan accepted the cup on behalf of the Maru Boher team. And that was an excerpt from the county notes that we had on the county final that was played earlier this year. The under 12 girls then contested the All Munster Blitz in June, and they played teams from Tipperary, Clare, Cork and Limerick. The girls won all of their matches in this contest to top the group on the day. Our under 14 team surpassed all our expectations with a brilliant championship campaign, which saw us lose only 1 match in the league section on our way to a first ever A County semi-final meeting with Mungret. The girls rose magnificently to the occasion, defeating Mungret by a single point in a thrilling match to reach our first ever A County final. On the day of the final we came up against a very strong Monaleen outfit, who may have won the title, but without a doubt the team of the championship was Maru Boher, who came from being under 12 novice finalists 2 years ago to rise 5 grades to contest our first ever A final in underage football. One of the recognitions of this achievement was the selection of 5 girls from Maru Boher to play on the Limerick under 14 team, which contested Munster and All-Ireland series this year. So well done to the Barry twins Aoife and Saoirse, Shauna Ryan, Alana Russell and Grania Regan. Indeed, Aoife Barry was awarded the Player of the Match for her performance in the Munster final against Clare in goals. The Limerick under-14s went on to contest the under-14 All-Ireland Blitz final against Wicklow, and though they lost the final on the day, they played superbly all throughout the campaign. In September, our under-16s, not to be outdone, contested the under-16 Novice Championship. We reached the semi-finals to play our good friends and neighbours Ahan, and after a good game, we came out on top to reach our first ever decider at under-16 level. We played Shamrock Gales, and we knew that this would be a tough match. 2 years ago at under-14s, the same teams had contested the 14 novices final, and Shamrocks had come out on that occasion on top by 10 points. However, the girls were determined to show that 2 years of hard work and training would pay dividends, and after a tremendous battle, Maru Boher prevailed on a 4-5 to 3-3 scoreline. Mary O'Reilly accepted the trophy on behalf of her delighted teammates. Many of our under 14 and under 16 players also play with St Joseph's Girls in Doon, and they backboned the junior team to Munster glory this year. Grania Regan from our own club was awarded the Munster Final Player of the Match. And then in October, very recently actually, our under 13s were invited to play in a tournament in St Pat's in Limerick, and after 3 very exciting close matches we won the C final, defeating Monaleen to put a gloss on what was already a very fine season. On behalf of the girls section, we would like to thank all of the parents for the tremendous sacrifices they made throughout the year to get players to matches, and we would like to thank all of the coaches, Ken Byrne, Helen Regan, Alan Barry, Eilish Barry for all her work on the first aid, and for everyone associated with the club. We'd also like to especially thank the Maru Boher GA Club for accommodating the girls section, and it has been a huge bonus for us over the past 3 years. We're extremely pleased with that. So that's the update for 2012 for the Maru Boher Girls Gaelic Football.
A thought for the week now with Father Lachlan Brennan.
Hello. I'd like to read a little reflection called Those 2 Days. There are 2 days in every week about which we should not worry. 2 days which should be kept free from fear and worry. One of them is yesterday, with its mistakes and cares, its faults and blunders, its aches and pains. Yesterday has passed forever beyond our control. All the money in the world cannot bring back yesterday. We cannot undo a single act we performed. We cannot erase a single word we said. Yesterday is gone. The other day we should not worry about is tomorrow, with its possibilities. Tomorrow the sun will rise either in splendour or behind a mask of cloud. But it will rise. Until it does, we have no stake in tomorrow, for it is yet unborn. This leaves only today. Daily bread, daily grace, and daily strength are promised to each one of us. It is only when you and I add the burdens of these 2 awful entities, yesterday and tomorrow, that we break down. It is not the experience of today that drives people out of their minds. It is remorse or the bitterness for something that happened yesterday, or the dread of what tomorrow may bring. God bless you all.